Welcome to War Chronicles, where we tell the real story of the wars that shaped our world. Today, World War I, the complete story. From how it started to how it ended. Real history, no fiction. Let's begin. In the decades before 1914, Europe was divided into two main alliances. On one side, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, known as the Triple Alliance. On the other, France, Russia, and Great Britain, the Triple Entente. Tensions were high. Nationalism, imperialism, and military buildups had created a powder keg. The spark came on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated by a Bosnian Serb nationalist. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia and issued an ultimatum. When Serbia did not accept all demands, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28. Within days, the alliance system pulled in Russia, Germany, France, and Britain. By August 1914, Europe was at war. Germany's plan was to knock out France quickly before turning east to Russia. German forces swept through Belgium, a neutral country, to attack France. The invasion of Belgium brought Britain into the war on August 4. By the end of 1914, the Western Front had stabilized into a line of trenches running from the North Sea to Switzerland. The war of movement became a war of attrition. Life in the trenches was brutal. Soldiers faced mud, rats, disease, and constant shelling. Attacks often meant going over the top into no man's land, where machine guns and artillery caused enormous casualties. Battles like Verdun in 1916 and the Somme the same year saw hundreds of thousands of deaths for minimal territorial gain. The Western Front became a slaughterhouse. On the Eastern Front, Germany and Austria-Hungary fought Russia. The front was more mobile, but the scale of fighting was enormous. Russia suffered heavy defeats, for example at Tannenberg in 1914. By 1917, exhaustion, supply failures, and revolution inside Russia led to the collapse of the Tsar's government and eventually Russia's exit from the war after the Bolshevik takeover. The war spread beyond Europe. The Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers in 1914. British and French forces fought the Ottomans in the Middle East, including the campaign at Gallipoli in 1915, which ended in Allied withdrawal. The British also drew troops from their empire, India, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Africa. This was a world war. The United States stayed neutral until 1917. German unrestricted submarine warfare, sinking neutral and civilian ships, and the Zimmermann Telegram, in which Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico against the U.S., pushed American public opinion toward war. The U.S. declared war on Germany in April 1917. American troops began arriving in large numbers in 1918, tipping the balance on the Western Front. In the spring and summer of 1918, Germany launched a series of offensives hoping to win before American strength was fully in place. They made gains but could not break through. By August, the Allies counterattacked. The Hundred Days Offensive pushed the German army back. Bulgaria, the Ottoman Empire, and Austria-Hungary asked for armistices. Germany's military and home front collapsed. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the armistice with Germany took effect. The fighting stopped. The war had lasted more than 4 years. Millions were dead, soldiers and civilians. The empires of Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, and the Ottomans had fallen or were about to be dismantled. The peace was negotiated at the Paris Peace Conference. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed heavy reparations and territorial losses on Germany and created the League of Nations. The terms left deep resentment in Germany and contributed to the conditions that would lead to World War II. The war to end all wars had not ended war, it had reshaped the world and set the stage for an even greater conflict. That was the real story of World War I, from the alliances and the shot in Sarajevo to the trenches, the collapse of empires, and the armistice of 1918. Thank you for watching War Chronicles. Subscribe for more real history of the wars that shaped our world. See you in the next video.